Hi my dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a few fall items for your mini Zuru baby. First, let's make a onesie for the baby. And I'm really bad at patterns and doing measurements, but just screenshot this or pause the video so you can take these measurements. If you would rather eyeball it, be my guest, but you might have to redo it more than once. But yeah. I'm going to use this fabric because it's stretchy and it mimics waffle knit. And waffle knit is very popular in fall. Now, a thing to remember is when you cut the pattern, cut it on a folded piece of fabric so you get a front and a back. So the next thing I'm going to do is run some hot glue where I'm going to cut the neck hold, and also run some hot glue where I'm going to cut the opening. So to give you a better idea of what I'm talking about, this is kind of the shape I made. Looks like a little Squidward, but this is glue. And so what I do is I put a section of glue in a circle in the middle, and then a line of glue, and then I put it down on some paper that's not gonna stick, very slick, like parchment paper or something. This is the back of sticker paper and it was very slick. And then I press down to get that nice flat surface that you see there. And then when I cut, it's already kind of like pre-hemmed, so I don't have to worry about it unraveling. This fabric is not very ravelly anyways, or else I would have done the same thing to the sleeves, and I still might, but when you are doing this method to sleeves or any place where you have to sew, keep in mind that it's harder to sew through hot glue. And so you want to do not to the edge right here, but a little bit below, and not to the bottom right here, but a little bit up. That way when you're sewing the sleeves, you're sewing through fabric only and not having to sew through hot glue. So I've cut that, and see how nice and clean the cut is. And so when you flip it over, it's still gonna like maintain that nice clean edge and protect it from unraveling or getting the edges from getting like messy. Now, I think I call this a onesie, but I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's called. But it's the kind that's like closed at the bottom. And my thinking was it's gonna get cooler at some point, not in Louisiana, but it's gonna get cooler during the fall, and you kind of want something like cozy feeling for the baby, so it's closed all the way at the bottom. And so what you're actually doing is like sewing all around here to the other arm, and then you're going to flip it inside out. So this is how it came out, and it's already so stinking cute. There's another step to make this even more cute and more cozy. However, we will need to now put it onto the baby. So here's a little suit on the baby, and as you can see, I actually have some room in the sleeves to fold this over and like hot glue it down for a hemming. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But what you can also do is when you're sewing it, just pull the thread so that this becomes scrunched. Okay, I'm literally using a comb. Put some hot glue there, and I'm just folding that over, just kind of like rolling it over. So you want to cut out another piece of that same fabric with these dimensions, and then you want to go around 3 sides of it, so both of the sides and then the top, with the hot glue method. And you are going to make like a little hoodie like this. And so what you're going to do is you're going to hot glue this here and here, and then you're gonna hot glue this, but you're gonna like flip it inside out. Okay, so I can show you better than I can explain it. So I flipped it on the wrong side out, and I glued these two sides together, and I left this part open, these parts together like this. So I'm gonna glue it here, but I need a bigger opening to get the head in and out. Glue gun tip on the glue and pulling it apart very, very gently up to about maybe this point. Okay, so this is what I have. And if I need to, I can always like pull this apart more, but I just needed an opening to allow the head to move in and out of it. And that's how it's gonna look. So just pay close attention to how you glue it on the back. So I'll be doing like this and like this. Oops, sorry, the camera's shaking, I hit it. And I'll glue that down. Okay, last thing, the fabric was kind of puckering, so I glued down right here and right here just to manipulate the fabric into a position of my preference. So yeah, that is now the cozy little swaddle onesie, I don't know, legless onesie, I think that's what they're called, with a hoodie. So moving on to item number 2, get a piece of mirrored paper. If you don't have mirrored paper, foil, or I don't know, do some silver paint or something, but you want to flip it over and make a bear shape. No one laughed. I thought I would freehand it, and then I thought better of it. I was like, I shouldn't freehand this. So just cut that out, and you're also going to need a fluffy pipe cleaner, or if you have some yarn will work as well. The thicker the better though. So once you have the shape cut out, you just want to glue the pipe cleaner or the yarn, whatever you have, around the shape. So here is the little bear mirror. So let's move on to item number 3, and it's going to be a little basket. So first you want to make a template for this, and the easiest way I find is to make a grid and then just cut out, label the sides you want to keep and then cut out the rest. Now when you cut out the rest, you can have tabs on it or you can leave tabs off of it, but whatever is going to make it easier for you to make the basket. But if you're adding tabs, you just like would add tabs here, 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 and here. The tabs don't need to be all on the same side. It's just something to help hold the sides together. So this is how that should look once you cut it out. And you might also want to keep a few of the squares from the ones you don't use, just to make the bottoms of the basket. So now I'm going to trace that onto the fabric of my choosing, which can be any fabric, even upholstery fabric or a placemat. But I chose this. It is Fiddler's cloth. It's flexible, but not too plasticky. So that's what it is. It's like a needlework fabric. So you're gonna find it on the knitting aisle. Sorry, around the knitting aisle at Hobby Lobby. So I traced the template onto the fabric, and then I took a square and put it in the center. And now I'm going to go around the outside, the outline, and put glue onto that before I cut it. So now I have, I don't know if you can see, but I have the glue as an outline, and now I can cut around that. So once you cut that out, you can leave tabs here so when you do like this, the glue has something to catch on to. So yeah, that is your tabs option. So you'll just like leave a little flap on this side and on this side. So the next step is just to glue it. Okay, I actually cut little notches off the side so those wouldn't get in the way when I glue it like this, because this side almost got in the way. So keep that in mind. So I do have this trim here from Hobby Lobby, and you can I thought there was a code somewhere on here. Yeah, oh, here's a code, haha. So you can go look that up and find it for yourself. There's other trims you can use though, even from Walmart. In any case, we're just going to go around that with the trim. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Yeah, I really like this project. So yeah, I really like this one. So project number 4 is going to involve this fabric that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just in love with that pattern. It's very fall, it's very cozy, it's very baby as well. So I like that. And what you're gonna do is just cut out a square to your liking. And we're gonna go around the square with the exact same trim. So yeah. So here is the baby blanket. You can make a bigger one for a throw for the couch or your adult dolls, but I think it's really cute as a baby blanket. It could also double as a little play mat like this. So the next project I have is gonna just be some simple letter decor. So there are these beads and they're wooden and they have letters on them. They're from Hobby Lobby. I don't really like them just because it's very difficult to find a letter that's in alignment, like aligned with the center of the block. So that's kind of difficult. I like these a lot better. I forget where I get these from, but yeah, I just made some crafts with that. And then for one of the crafts, I used a stirrer, but you can use a popsicle stick if you don't have a stirrer. So on here, I wanted to do the word baby, but I didn't have a second B in this selection of blocks. So I just did bear, and that's going to match our little theme here. But on this one, I did have enough letters, and I did like a name block decor, and it's Elliot. So that's a very fall name, I think. So what you're gonna do is basically you can use glue, wood glue, because this is wood. You can use hot glue, but I did E6000 just because like if it falls, I want it to kind of hold up. So yeah, I did do E6000. And you can always leave these blocks loose and pretend that your baby is like playing with them in the room, but if you just want it for decor, you can just leave it like that. Look at this block. Yeah, I don't recommend these beads. So the next thing we're gonna make is a carrier out of this trim. I did get it on sale, so I don't think they have it anymore, but yeah, I liked how thick it was. And we're going to, sorry, there's hot glue everywhere. We're going to use this stuff again, the fiddler's cloth, as the bottom of the carrier, and just kind of glue that onto there. So to give the bottom more structure, I actually cut out some of the watercolor paper, and I'm going to sandwich it in between 2 pieces of that fiddler's cloth. You don't really need measurements for this. All you have to do basically is make sure that your baby fits in it and you leave enough room to put the thick trim around it. So then this is what that looks like when you cover both sides. And so now just go around with the trim. So this is not actually panning out well as a carrier. So I'm gonna make it like a little play mat. I'll show you. So I have put that same trim across you know, across. You can see what I've done. And now I'm just going to find some things to dangle from this. I swear my favorite thing is trim. I have this little rope trim. That's the code if you want to look for it. So I'm just gonna dangle this from there. And I also have like these 18 karat gold plated jump rings that I'm gonna utilize as well. So I've come up with this, and I'm just going to glue that under here to make it look like the little baby Elliot can play with the little gold rings. So here this thing is. I think it's so cute, and I'm pretty pleased at how it came out. The only thing I would possibly change is maybe using a trim with a little bit more, sorry, I have hot glue everywhere. Using a trim with a little bit more structure going across, something maybe like this. Just going across there. But yeah, I really like how this looks and how it came out. And it just looks like he's playing with the little rings. Oh. So the last thing we're gonna make is a planter for the baby's room. So I have these mosaic rocks from Hobby Lobby. There's the code. It's on the mosaic aisle, and you can get rocks from Dollar Tree, but these are like rounded and kind of glossy. The Dollar Tree ones are jagged and matte. So I went with those rocks, and then this is the little wood shaped planters from the little wood aisle, and then this is from the floral accents aisle. There's the code for that, and you can plant the whole tree if you will, or you can snip off a little part of it to make a planter. So here that is. I think it looks so stinking cute. You can even put whatever you want to on there. Like you can decorate this with another little drawing or doodle of a bear. You could just leave it as it is. I think it kind of matches the aesthetic of everything. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Real quick honorable mention. I didn't make this, but I think it's so cute. You can get it from Hobby Lobby. And it's actually pretty perfect with this aesthetic. This little house, this little dollhouse. Oops, sorry. You can just pop that in some part of the room to add a little bit of character and interest. And you know, it's an Easter egg because we play with dolls.